Welcome to the Scoop School podcast, where we tackle your conundrums about the retail ice cream and frozen dessert business. And now, here's your host. He'll chocolate dip just about anything. The ice cream bloke and self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School, Steve Christensen.
G'day ice cream lovers, Steve Christensen here. Welcome to this episode of the podcast. You might notice the absence of a big and bushy beard. The reason why I had that beard was where our family was in a pageant up in Nauvoo, Illinois, and that's gone, and as is the beard. So if you miss it, I apologize. Maybe next year I'll grow it again for you. We got a little bit of information today on chlorine strips and how they can really revolutionize not only the sanitation of your business, but it'll keep the health department off your back as well. Before we talk about them though, I do want to thank our episode sponsor, which is Dippin' Flavors. Now Dippin' Flavors, based here in St. Louis, Missouri. Again, you've heard me say it, anything that goes in or on ice cream, Dippin' Flavors has it. So I really would recommend you having a look at their website, dippinflavors.com. Ryan or Jim are the people you want to speak to, and they will set you in the right way, dippinflavors.com. Now, you'll find that most of your stores, in fact, all over the world, food service providers and restaurants are using a 3-compartment sink. They're doing a wash, rinse, and sanitize sink. And typically your health department requests you to have sanitizer in that sink. Now it can be any type of chlorine-based sanitizer. Most people use bleach, but you do not have the right parts per million. And so this test strip, or the chlorine strips, will actually give you a little bit more handle on how much chlorine base there is in your sanitized water. Now again, most health departments require at least 100 part per million or a 50 part per million solution of chlorine-based sanitizer to water. And it's really difficult for you to know whether you're over-sanitizing or under-sanitizing. And the reason why these are so important is because your health department officer has these. Typically they have them both on hips, like in holsters, and they'll pull them out, and the first thing they'll do is they'll put one of these chlorine strips into your sanitizer sink, and they'll come out with a reading. And they'll match that reading onto the color of the parts per million index here on the side of the container. So what ends up happening is that you may have an amount of bleach or sanitizer in that sink, but it may not meet the required 50 parts per million or 100 parts per million or whatever your health department wants you to have. So it's really important to avoid any issues with the health department, but also making sure that your utensils, your plates, cups, and anything that you put into that sanitizer, particularly the parts of your machine, have the correct amount of sanitizer. You can get these at most food service distribution places. You can get them online. They're simply called chlorine strips. Again, it'll save you a lot of bother when it comes to dealing with the health department. And I'll tell you right now that when you've got these sitting on the sink near your sanitizer sink, and the health department sees that you've got that sitting there, again, that's a little check mark to say that you are thinking about your customers and thinking about the process of having a good, healthy food service establishment. So if you need more information on these chlorine strips, where to get them, they'll be in the show notes. We would ask you to also go to scoopschool.com. We've got a little blurb there about them as well. And if you have any questions, conundrums, or problems in your ice cream business, feel free to contact us, Steve at scoopschool.com. Keep on scooping, folks, and we'll see you in the next video.